Hello, my name is Brianna, and welcome to my first episode of my podcast called B Talks. You can say B Talks or Bree Talks, but mainly B Talks. And my name is Brianna. So, if you're listening to my podcast right now, welcome. And today, I am going to talk about adoption. Yes, I said it, adoption. And the reason why I am talking about adoption is because I am adopted myself. I found out when I was little, and I have since then met my biological mother. I do not know my biological father. And along with that, I gained an older sister, 2 younger brothers, and a niece and a nephew. And my biological mother's husband, my stepdad technically. They are pretty great people. Now, the reason why I'm mainly bringing it up because today marks 6 years since the day that I met them. And found them, technically. So, I just wanted to come on here and basically do a story time with you guys on how that went for me on my side. So, leading up to me finding them, a couple years prior to me finding them, I had went on a adoption website, a federal adoption website, and I had wrote an entry on the website. And during this time frame, I was I believe I was 18 at the time. I'm 26 now. But I was 18 at the time. And I wrote in all the information that I knew about my biological mother. And I posted it on the website. Not too long after I made that post on the website, it showed on the website that it would cost $3,000 for me to basically have them do the search to find my biological mother. I quickly responded back and said, never mind, just get rid of my entry. I don't have that kind of money. And I was 18 years old, working at McDonald's at the time, and yes, I just did not have, nor did I make nearly close to that amount of money. A couple of years go by. Fast forward to October 19th, 2013. I got an email that evening, and I was 20. About to be 21, I got an email that evening saying that they found my biological mother along with my siblings. I had half siblings, and my niece was not born at the time, neither was my nephew. So they gave me everyone's names and everyone's birthdays and where they live, and I was really excited. And I went to Facebook and I did a search. I found her on Facebook and I wrote her, and then I grew impatient, waiting for a response back. So then I wrote my brother, and he responded back fairly quickly, and I was talking with him, and come to find out, he had no recollection of me. He did not know about me. And at that moment, I did not know that none of my siblings knew about me. I did not know that I didn't know they didn't know they had another sibling out there. I did not know that. I automatically assumed on my end, and that was my fault, and I take, full ownership of that. And eventually I did hear from her, and I ended up talking to her actually on the phone that night. I gave her my phone number. We ended up talking, and I remember I was crying and I was happy, and I basically told her, like, I was afraid that I wasn't ever going to meet you. I wasn't ever going to find you. I was afraid that you were dead or something like that. And she was crying, saying, no, I'm right here. And I was happy. And it was very exciting for me. And then the very next day, I met them in person, and it was crazy. I'm always kind of speechless when I think back to that day, because it was just like, it was fun. It was just really cool. It was almost like when, you're in a new class, like at school, and like you're like the new student and you come into the classroom for the first time, and like everyone wants to show you around, and it felt like that. And I met my sister and my two younger brothers, and of course like my birth mom and her husband, and I even met the dog. Gotta love the dog. He's Black Lab. Gotta love him. But it was really good. Like, those 2 days, that was actually like a pretty good like time period. Fast forward to now, 6 years later. My sister was pregnant with my niece at the time, and she gave birth to my niece the following January, like when I met them. And during that time frame from October to January, it was kind of a rough patch between myself and my like biological mother. And then it's still been pretty much a rough patch, just because of how things went down when I did find her. And I've apologized to her about this many times before, but I did not consider the fact of how she would feel. I didn't think about her feelings on her end when it came to me sharing about my adoption with my brother before she had a chance to say something to him. And it was my fault, honestly, for just assuming that they knew, to be completely honest with you. But at the same time, I couldn't help but think like why she would keep that secret from them in the first place. But she did for her own personal reasons, and I have to respect that. But I would be lying if I would sit up here and say like these last 6 years have been amazing. If anything, I have went through a roller coaster of emotions. I honestly can't tell you how many times I've cried, how many times I've gotten mad, how many times I've come home crying, just because of instances that happened between her and I. And there's been several times that I've been cussed out by her, and I've never disrespected her. I've never cussed her. I've never cussed at her. I never cussed her out or anything. And I couldn't help but sit up there and think, what did I do to deserve this? Like, and all I've wanted to do is just love you and get to know you. And I'd be lying if I were to sit up here and say it doesn't hurt. But I've gotten to that point in my life to where I can't keep letting this hurt me anymore. I can't keep letting myself get upset and cry and be depressed and be upset because of how the relationship between my biological mother and myself is right now. And the last time I spoke with her, which was actually 4 months and 4 days ago. I'm not going to go into detail like what me and her talked about, what was said, but I did say, I did state, whenever she wanted to have a relationship with me, just let me know. Because I just gotten to that point to where I was tired. I'd be lying. I'm tired of trying. It makes me sad. I've gotten a lot better about it. I've gotten better about accepting it and accepting how things are. But I just wish things could be different. I mainly have been focusing on the relationships with my siblings. I feel guilty though because I feel guilty because in a way I don't have the relationship with my youngest brother like I would like to have. And I'm saying that because, at the time he was like 12 and now he's 18. And me and my birth mother had, I'm not going to say it was an argument, but she told me off one day when I was actually visiting at the house. And she was basically saying, oh, these are my kids. And I was fearful after that point of even really talking to any of my siblings at that point. I was afraid that if one of them slipped up and said that they talked to me or something, that she'd be upset and she'd go off on me or something at the time. And I feel bad because in a way I kind of feel like I let that hold me back from having a relationship fully with like my siblings. I have a relationship with all three of them, but I wish it could be a lot better. Like, I just wish it was a lot better. I wish I could see my niece. I miss her. I really do. She stays with my biological mother at the moment. But I'm not going to get into that because it's not my personal business to share. I got to see my nephew for the first time in a while. Seen him a couple times, and I've really enjoyed that. He's so cute. Like, he is so cute and he's so funny. I actually saw him the other day. Yeah, the other day. And he kept saying, "Oh man, he's so adorable. He's so funny." He's one. He's so cute. And it's difficult. It's difficult, but in a way I feel like I'm strong because of everything that I deal with. And it takes a lot of strength. It just takes a lot just to try to, I guess, if you were in a certain circumstances like I am in with when it comes to finding your biological family and dealing with feelings of your feelings and the other person's feelings, it's a roller coaster. It's a roller coaster of emotions. It's just can be very hard at times. I do wish things could be better. But at this point in my life, like how I feel right now, it's either you want the relationship or you don't want the relationship. I just wish things were better. That's all. And it's just crazy because when I did find her, my mom, who I live in my family, who adopted me, who I love and appreciate very, very much. My mom told me, there's a chance that she might not want nothing to do with you. There's a chance that she might not like you. My mom gave me all the negative stuff, right in the beginning. There's a chance that she's not going to want anything to do with you. This, is that, and the third. Me being the person that I am pretty open-minded. I'm pretty hopeful. I'm non-judgmental. And for me, I was straight up told her, no, it's not going to be like that and everything. And my mom was right. And it basically turned into what she said. And I'm not going to share my mom's thoughts on that. She has a lot she says. I hear it enough. But it's it is what it is. I have been asked, was it worth it? And when I get asked that question, part of me, it's almost like an up in the air type thing when I think about it sometimes. But I do think it was worth me meeting my sister and meeting my 2 younger brothers. I do think that was worth it. I feel like right now, in this time frame of my life right now, I'm 26. I'll be 27 in January. Honestly, I just hope for better days, really. I just hope that maybe one day her and I can have a conversation. And I just hope we'll have a better relationship one day. I hope that the relationship between me and my brothers and my sister, my niece and my nephew just continues to get better and grow. But that is my adoption story time, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Have a good day. Bye.